Well. Does this mark 3 days in a row?
Yeah, look at us. We're
Hey, we're like a real show.
almost.
We're like a big boy show now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike. Garrett is here. Hello, Garrett.
Hello.
How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm here.
Isis is back.
Hello.
What are you wearing over there?
My Tony shirt.
Oh, look at Tone.
Tone Bone.
I got to say, man, Tone was one of the prettiest cats.
I think he was.
Yeah,
for
he
sure. When he was
when
healthy.
you saw him in person, was he not so good towards
Near the end, he was real thin.
Yeah, but nobody looks good in their last days.
No. When Monster went, Monster was just like Monster would like be on the floor and try to leap up onto the counter, which was just like second nature. This dude could leap up fucking no problem. And was sometimes she'd miss. And I was like, oh, come here, little guy. Come here, little guy.
Sucks.
I'd help her up, and it was like, oh, why did I put your water up there?
Yeah.
Trying to get it away from the other animals.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just can't make that leap no more. And when we took her in, and it was like, yeah, she's got cancer and blah, blah, blah. And she was old, and it sucked. But, yeah, I remember that skinny version of Monst.
Not fun.
But Tony, I know Jay used to make fun of
Standard tabby,
whatever. But
I mean,
when you saw Tony in person, Tony was a very beautiful cat.
I believe he was majestic. I would say majestic.
Yeah, very much so. And I'm not just saying that because Tony's no longer with us.
Right. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Tone. And some of the beautiful cats I've had, including Pants. Pants is gorgeous.
Yep. I love a black cat, to be honest. The only reason we had two black cats before Tony, and the only reason Tony wasn't a black cat is I just didn't want to go through almost that. It was almost like I needed something different because we had two black cats before Tony. I love black cats.
How was yesterday? Was it really tough?
Fucking sucked, man.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Did you go?
I held him.
Really?
While I did it, man.
Oh, I couldn't do it. I was too big of a pussy. I couldn't do it.
I won't go too much about it. But
we're not going to spend a lot of time.
Yeah, but the thing was, Tony. What happened essentially was when he got back from the trip. And this has nothing to do with. We boarded him when we went to Pittsburgh for the weekend. We went to Pittsburgh and watched the OU game.
Yeah. I saw a picture of you and your dad.
Yeah, my mom went too, but my dad, whatever. But when we got back, something was wrong, and he's had issues, few issues in the past year or so. But this was rough. He was moaning. He wasn't eating. There was just a lot. And so we took him in. And
he was moaning?
Yeah.
You get that like...
Yeah. And
I've heard that before.
Wasn't eating at all. Yeah. He seemed even skinnier than normal, which he was. He was down to 4 pounds in the end. And,
boy.
But there had been a lot of stuff through the last year. He's had kidney issues. He's had... Yeah. It's not like this was one thing.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time coming. So we took him in on Monday, and I was just like... I had a really bad feeling about it. And he said that, he basically said you could do it now. And I'm like, well, can we give a day here, man? Can we get it through
Let me see my buys first.
Can we get it through the night?
Can he suffer one more night for me?
They loaded him up. They loaded him up with some shit that got him through about 12 hours where he felt good for 12 hours.
Oh, okay. Why 12 hours? Why not give him 24 hours?
It costs more.
Maybe probably they don't have it. Maybe you have to come in there and get it again or something. I don't know. So it was really nice. So
they just loaded him up with opiates.
Loaded him up with drugs.
Fucking awesome.
That's
how
I want to
go.
Kitty heroin for 12 hours,
And so my sister came over in the end, and that was fun, and we just all, Kaylee and shit, and we all just hung out, but into the day, it sucked. He was in so much pain. I felt so bad. If they had called me at 8 in the morning, the appointment was for noon. If they had called me at 8 and said we could get him in now, I would have gone.
Yeah.
Because he was in so much pain.
Well, I have seen this before with other people, and I won't name names. I don't even remember names, but I've seen this before where people hang on to their pets way too fucking long.
No.
And you're like, that thing is miserable.
Yeah.
Why are you torturing this animal? Like, there's no reason for that thing to be alive.
Yep.
Yeah.
That thing can't see, it can't hear, it can't walk, it can't piss.
I've said that about some people too. I'm honest.
For that.
I felt like that with people too, but they get all weird when you try to kill people. The whole
whatever
thing. Canada.
Well, Canada's gone off the deep end.
Canada,
Canada's not count anymore.
They're cool with it.
Yeah, there's a few places like that. Yeah, but the problem is it leads to like, oh my God, I just don't feel good this week. Will you kill me?
Yeah,
no problem. Okay. Sure, come here. So what is meant for like trying to alleviate those and just not.
They're supposed to be for like terminal patients.
Terminal.
Yeah, no, for
the
sure.
most terminal of terminal patients. Instead, it's like, wow, this
I won't lie,
16-year-old.
it's my favorite insult right now in like any game I play because you can't tell people to kill themselves. You get banned from everything. You tell them go to Greenland. Hey, bud, book a flight.
Book a flight to Greenland. That's pretty funny.
Book a flight to Greenland.
Yeah, but they're doing that with like doctors are going.
Yeah.
No, this is just a really depressed 16-year-old. You're like,
yeah,
well, no chance of coming out of this.
16-year-old. All right, I got over it.
Not gonna get better from here.
There's a difference between Dr. Kevorkian and the depressed 16-year-old.
Yes, there is.
Because if that's the standard, society's in a bad way.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
But I've seen that with animals where it's like, why are you letting this cat pretend to be alive? This is for you, not them.
Yeah.
Because if you were doing what was in the best interest of this animal, you wouldn't want it to suffer.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want this. This is not how this cat
For sure.
lived.
And I would say about Tony,
And it's hard to do. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's easy.
No.
But I was such a pussy I couldn't even go. My mom went and
Yeah.
took Monster.
where we were
But-
with Tony is that me and my dad talked about it even 2 weeks ago. We're like, he was skinny. We knew he had issues, but he was still eating. He would still jump up on your lap and sit there.
Yeah.
He seemed happy. But we
Yeah.
had to talk about it 2 or 3 weeks ago, just because with me going back, we're like, what is our thought process? And it was what we came to is what you should do if they're in pain. He wasn't showing actual pain 2 weeks ago. You know, he was, like I said, out of it, old, sleeps a lot, but he wasn't in pain. He was in pain this time. It sucked, man.
Yeah.
It sucked watching him.
Well,
go
the comments
through
are
that.
on your side. We already got a
Well,
tap
of course,
for Tony from Francis. We got
Well, who
thoughts
the
and prayers from Canatech.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck is going to come on
Kenneth
here?
Lee said, I'm still playing
Oh,
Tears of
there's
the
a-
Kingdom.
What is it?
Kenneth Lee said, I'm still playing Tears of the Kingdom, which is a video game, which he's rarely watches live. And then
Okay.
also, Francis J. Fox gave us a super chat, $2.
Oh,
Is Garrett
thanks.
allowed to discuss Gallagher reviews? He also commented.
yeah.
We got some reviews.
Really?
Yeah,
What's
our Google
going on
reviews
with
are
that?
not fun.
Really?
We had a disgruntled employee who left
Yeah.
a couple, and every time it got deleted as a disgruntled employee, it just got reposted. And he's very angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry to
Someone
derail
sent
that
me.
one, but-
It might have been Francis there sent
Yep.
me one of those or two of those. It was like,
Yeah.
can you read these? And I'm like, it sounds boring as
They're
shit.
pretty funny, but it's just
But
one of those things. Where,
yeah, I mean, we could go on Yelp all day and find
Yeah.
disgruntled
fuck
reviews
yes, you
from
could. Yeah.
everybody.
Yes.
Wait till you see the TDC reviews.
Yeah, right. Ours are actually pretty fucking good.
Oh shit!
Our reviews have been like
Yeah, the ones that
5-star.
Yeah.
We had
Great
one
when they
stretch-
show up.
Ours were literally 100% 5-star.
Oh, hell yeah.
In the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, and for a while, and then we had a disgruntled employee who started posting.
It's usually how it starts.
Like creating accounts, and I finally called it out. It was just like, hey, fuckface, and
Yep.
I named him. It was like, you want to knock, and then all of a sudden,
Every episode always had just one
every
thumbs
episode
down
had
or
one
something.
thumbs down or net 1-star review.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey, fuck face. We're not stupid. I know who this
Yeah.
is. And then they stopped immediately.
Crazy.
It was weird how
'Cause
overnight they all
there's
stopped.
difference between an actual like a Connor who fucking rails on me and a
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
who's like so fucking
So
vindictive,
vindictive and obvious.
That's
dumb.
exactly what it is. Like,
And
you're
a
gonna talk
nerd,
shit,
by the
talk
way.
shit.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah,
Too,
fucking,
by the way, but whatever.
It's just
I'll just say this.
not enough time in the day. Jesus.
Yeah,
not enough time.
Not
in the
enough
day.
time. No, but it was time. The doctor told us it was time.
Yeah.
We waited an extra day so we could say our goodbyes, and it was brutal. It's
Did
brutal.
you watch him like die?
What I did? So this is what I did, and I'll probably cry when I say this.
Uh-oh.
But
Oh,
I
boy.
was holding him, and
Find the sad music. Do we have Brian's song in there? Or anything?
you probably
We
have-
got some sad music, and let me
Here,
find
should I
this.
wait a
Yeah.
second here?
Yeah, we can wait for
Oh,
your
well,
music, Jesus.
but he had a good last day. I mean, I took him around the house, kind of like walked him around and said, "Hey, here's."
He's like, what are you doing? I know all these places.
well, did he at that point? I mean, kind of didn't almost.
I don't see anything sad here.
There's something. Well, okay. Well,
There's
I'll
something here. Yeah,
you could
keep
use
going.
clown music for all I care.
That's true.
about.
So anyway, I held them. How they do it, at least I think that's how they mostly do it at most places. They get about 3 shots. One's to like kind of numb them. One's to kind of put them into sleep ish.
Yeah.
And then one's the heart,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And they did the one, and I was holding him, and I just whatever. But I just looked at him and I kissed him on the head, and I
Oh,
said,
boy.
I love you, and I'll miss you, dude. And then they put the other shots in, and
Yeah.
that was it. Tone was gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
It
It was pretty quiet. He wasn't like,
No.
He didn't give you any screams or anything.
No. And driving,
Why?
my lord.
I was going to make a comeback. Jesus. Why?
No,
If he
was
did
ready.
something like that, would you have been like, pull the needle?
Maybe, but I really believed it.
He just starts speaking.
He was so
Yeah.
fucking much.
Eric,
He was what?
He was in so much pain.
Yeah.
It was time. I'm not trying to bring it down. I know you're, I know
it's
you're
okay.
fucking with me. I get
No,
it.
I'm not fucking.
He was in so much pain, and it was
Yeah.
time. So I just, like I said, just hugged him, kissed him, said, I love you, and I'll miss you.
I actually thought yesterday, after it was done, maybe you'd want to get out of there and come over here
thought
and do
about
a show.
it.
I actually, because I was like, I remember when Monster went. I think I did a show that
Yeah,
day.
sometimes it's just best
And
to
it's
kind of
like-
keep yourself going.
Like, what am I going to do? He's not here. I
The
can't.
reason I didn't, to be honest with you, because when you texted me, I almost said, "Hey, I might come," because I thought, what am I?
Gross.
But what? Right, that's weird that I would text you that. But
Yeah.
but I was. The problem is, I'll just say is like, even though it was about a 24-hour period, maybe 36 that this all happened for, it felt like it was 5 days. It just felt like long. I stayed up the entire night, his last night, because he just fucking was so sick.
Yeah.
And I laid with him on the floor, and when he was with me, if he was holding him, he felt good. He would be okay. But if I put him off for a second, he'd walk away and start moaning. So I was up the entire night with him,
wow.
every 5 minutes, just like, and it was just exhausting. And emotionally, it was fucking. And so my point is, when we put him down, we went to a fucking Little Caesars. I got a hot and ready. I crushed a hot and ready, and I just
whole
crashed
thing?
half of one.
Yeah.
And I just crashed for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
I just was so tired and so
Yep.
drained.
No,
So
people are in the comments sharing, their own animal stories.
Oh,
Ed Grabo
everyone's
said
got
he's
'em.
getting
Anyone
there
that's
with
having
his
a pet.
dog.
He's getting what?
Ed Grabo said he's getting there with his dog. And he's dreading
Yeah.
it so much. Hugs to
Ed's
Isis from
Ed's
Matt.
been dealing with that for a while.
Yep.
He's got 2 dogs.
Matt Tedder said hugs to Isis.
Yeah.
anyone that's
Over
had a
here,
pet, anyone that's
Kenneth
had a
Lee's
pet,
got a
is
cat that got
definitely-
ran over a day before his
Who did?
birthday. Kenneth Lee, he said my cat got ran over a day before my birthday, and we knew where he was because it was posted on the local book
Holy
face group
fuck.
about a moving dude on the side of the road who covered him with a towel. We have him in a box right now, cremated.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God, yeah.
Yep.
Did you do the thing, the paw print thing?
You know
or-
what?
It's-
We fucking where we went. So we went to a different place than we normally have taken him, and it was only because we scheduled an appointment for Tuesday actually. And Monday and they're like, "Oh, we can get it at 11:30 tomorrow." And I was out doing some stuff in the morning, and I came back at like noon on a Monday, and I was like, "We got to go now. Like someone's got to look at him now." And I called like 5 different places in the area.
Yeah.
So we didn't go to our normal place. They cremated him and did the thing where, we put his ashes
Yeah.
in the little garden with the other pets, but
Yeah.
we didn't get a pause. But you know what? They didn't offer it. We would have done it if they did. They didn't.
Yeah.
And I have a billion pictures of Tony. I'm
Yeah.
wearing a goddamn shirt with him on my
Yeah.
stuff if you're watching.
Yeah.
I know, we
Boy,
gotta-
it'd be nice to have that clay stamp with his hand.
That'd be super
I have
cool,
that
man.
a monster.
Oh, come on.
I think. Well,
I could
It's a great
show-
shelf.
I
this.
might have even tossed it finally. I'm just getting rid of
Well, we're
everything.
getting to a point with one of our cats too, where it's towards the end of the
I
line.
can show
It's
you
sad.
this, though,
That's
if you
one of those
want.
things where
This
it's
is
like,
not
I don't know
pants,
what
is
everyone-
it?
No, not pants. Pants is healthy.
This is literally probably no more than 3 minutes before he was dead, maybe 2. Like that's when they
Yeah, he looks pretty rough.
got his little IV in there.
Oh, they got a little IV in his hand. Yeah, he doesn't look as great as always.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I know. You know what? Of all the cat owners I know, you love Tony more than anyone.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
And Beth, I see her with her cats.
Right.
Like I know how people are with their cat. My brother rivals you. He had B.
Okay.
And B was his cat. And when we had to put B down last year, it was like G was hilarious because they've got like 4 other cats
Yeah.
in the house, and the other cats would fuck with B.
Okay.
They were younger, stronger, faster, they were wilder, and they would and so G would lock B in this wing of the house, and it was like no other cat can go in there.
Right,
Fuck you. And there's one cat, Gizmo.
Yeah.
And Gizmo's kind of a cunt.
Oh, boy.
Gizmo's one of those that when he was
You always
younger,
get that one cat.
you'd walk by and he'd be like, rah, bop, and he'd whack you. Gizmo's a cunt.
Yeah, some
Now,
cats can be, for sure.
Gizmo's gotten older and a little tamer, but still is wild
Yeah.
as fuck. Bengal cat. And Gizzy would go after B.
That's a bummer.
And G doesn't yell.
Yeah.
G doesn't fight.
Right.
G would go, fucking you. Leave that fucking cat alone. You leave that kitty alone. You leave that fucking kitty alone. He'd go ape shit. And I'm like, G, calm down. He's like, no, fuck this cat. He got a fucking neck collar for this cat so he could shock it.
That's
if
funny.
it even
Oh my
looked
God.
at B. If it even looked at
That's
B.
funny, dude.
And G was just so protective of this fucking cat,
Yeah.
B.
I
And-
kind of did that with I don't know if you remember, we had that tabby cat at one point. We had another cat that we kind of and I kind of did that with him because we rescued Tabby. Tabby legit was out in our neighborhood, like at night, we tried to find if anyone missed it, if he was someone's cat. No one walked around. Is this anyone's cat? No one. So we brought this cat fucking in, and he was kind of an alpha cat, and he kind of was a dick to Tony.
Yeah.
And I'll admit that I wasn't nice to him in that sense because I was like, fuck you, man. This is Tony's house.
Yeah.
You just came in here. You should be lucky as if this cat fucking
knows. Yeah.
Right.
It's all
It's
instinct.
Yeah, we got the dog and cat right now kind of doing the same thing. They're batting at each other. They're not fighting a lot, but
Yeah. They'll do that.
Pants likes to swat, which is funny.
Yeah.
Every time Ripley gets too close, it's like, Ripley, you know you're going to get hit.
You're
got to
gonna
hit
get punched,
every fucking.
dude.
You can hear the noise. You're going to get punched.
Yeah. It's the
just gotta let
classic
'em do
fuck
it.
around and find out. You
Yeah.
got to let them go through it.
I know.
They do learn.
I know.
And they end up getting along great. But I've gone through it with every time because I've had multiple cats and dogs, and I have a lot of dogs in here, even dogs for very short stays.
Yeah.
You remember all that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like it's always like okay,
A little weird for
well,
the other animals.
you know, and if you think you could police it, you can't.
I
It
know.
is-
It's
it's
like-
nature at its finest.
No,
You're
I
just
have
like,
to let him fight it out.
let you guys figure it out.
Like, you're both like 9
here.
pounds. It's fine.
Yeah, you're both here, so fucking deal with it, and they usually do.
And I would say we almost lost him 4 years. Honestly, 4 years ago, I thought he was sick enough that we thought he was going to be
remember.
dead. So
I
we thought he was
remember
going to be
that.
dead 4 years ago.
Yeah.
After that, and then the other thing is I went on this travel. I'm going to be gone again for a little bit. So as sucky as it was, the timing, everything other than our selfishness of not wanting Tony
Yeah,
to go away
that's what it is.
was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The timing honestly was perfect.
Well,
It
you're
really
getting ready to
was.
leave, dude. You're leaving
Yeah.
in a week to
Yeah,
go back up
exactly.
north.
And
So, had
everything
this all
else,
fallen apart 2 weeks from now,
it would have sucked.
it would have sucked because you wouldn't have been able to leave the island.
Or I would have, but I'd drive all the way down
Yeah.
and do it and drive all the way back in one day maybe or something. It would have been... Anyway,
it would have sucked.
Everything other than him dying was perfect. But
No, you gave him a great life, and
That's what I think.
Tony,
Yes,
Lou's
sir.
love,
The best
for
you can do is
sure.
hope you gave the cat the best life it'll ever have.
Yeah,
I think we did. He went on lots of ventures
Yeah, he
and
did.
camping and
Yeah,
all
he
that
did.
shit. So anyway, rest in peace, Tony.
Yep. Two more
Rest in
RIPs.
peace,
We got
Tony.
Ryan who said RIP Big Tone and Nick Matthews. Tap is for Tony. Sorry, he says.
There you go. See, they're being nice to you.
I
Everyone
know.
likes it
Well, I was
today.
going to say, you'd have to be a real dick to come in here.
Well,
and be like,
if Connor
And a
Bruin jumps in there, he
$2 super chat by my dad. It
Oh,
says,
okay.
Kitty Tales by TDC.
Connor showed
There
a
you go.
mild level of humanity, and he did comment on my post I put up about Tony and said, sorry for your loss. So
Really?
he
Who
showed,
did, Connor?
Yes, he
Yeah,
did show
he's a good dude.
He
That's
showed
good.
some humanity.
He's a good dude. He doesn't like you, but he's not taking that out on Tone.
And I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
yeah, which is
Anyway.
fine. He's fast forwarding through all this anyways.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't.
Like, fuck you. Cat's cool. Fuck you.
Yeah. What's going on in the world? Well, I'll be honest with you. A lot of what's going on in the world is going to sound almost like yesterday's show.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of follow-ups. We had said when we were talking about the Baltimore. Did you see the Baltimore Bridge go down?
I know that it happened. I don't know much about
Dude,
what
it's
happened.
the craziest
wild.
video. When you see it, I can't believe how fast that bridge goes down.
What was it? Did a boat hit it?
Yeah.
Or something? Okay.
Yeah, and the whole bridge is just like,
Just
gave in. It's not like a section of it or the part that got hit. The whole bridge just was like, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah, yeah.
And gave up the whole bridge. And there were crews working.
Nobody wants to work these days.
No, the bridge gave up quick. Dude.
Yeah.
He quit.
Mike Walters did?
Yeah, he was. He did. The bridge wasn't like, ow, that hurt. I think I'm gonna go down right
done.
here. And then this section's kind of fucked. And then the rest of it was like, well, if he's taking the day off, so am I. And then it was like the whole bridge at once went, we're out, we're done. So are you pulling it up there?
Yeah, I got the video right here.
Yeah.
I can't believe I haven't seen this video. It seems crazy that I haven't. I've seen things about it. Oh my! And so a boat did.
By the way, that's in slow motion.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's in slow motion.
Dang, dude.
And
just
when
went
you,
right down.
When you see it in regular speed, it's just like boom,
Yep.
down.
So what happened? A boat hit like the side of it, or like not
Right
not the
here,
side
where
of
there's
it,
a
but
pillar.
like
yeah,
the
here.
pillar.
I
Yeah,
rewind
yeah.
a little bit. You can see right there where it hits the pillar and then catches fire.
Now what is going on with the boat? By the way,
They said they had power issues.
Oh, okay.
And apparently they're claiming heroes. They're claiming to be heroes.
Heroes.
Because they called a Mayday call in, which let like 30 seconds before they hit, there was a Mayday call, like
Gotcha.
power issues,
Yeah.
and they were able to stop traffic from going on the bridge.
Wow. Okay.
And so who knows
Yeah.
how much traffic? I mean, it was like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, so it shouldn't have been
So
too much. But
I don't
again,
know
it's
how
also a
much there
shipping
would've been.
district, so it could have been a lot. You never know with people getting in the work at weird
But
hours.
you would
at those-
seem, even if you stopped it and said like 30 seconds, stop everything.
Yeah.
Even if you stopped it, there'd still be a shitload of cars on there, and there
Yeah.
weren't, which tells me that there wasn't much activity. But there were
Yeah.
there were 8 people on it. 6 were like fixing potholes or something like that,
Yeah.
like in the middle of the bridge.
No, I did hear they were like
no.
there was a search and rescue or
I think those are the
Yeah,
6 that aren't
right.
found.
Yeah. Well, we said yesterday it was like, the search continues today. Two were found. One was unharmed and one's in serious condition. 6 are unaccounted for. And I went,
6 are dead.
That means 6 are dead.
Yeah.
6 are dead. Imagine, like, we're looking at it from afar. You see the bridge go down. Do you just think of how big those bridges are?
Yeah.
That's a 1.6 mile long
to the
bridge.
cargo ship next to it. Think of how big a cargo ship is.
Yeah.
Right.
And think about the amount of cement that would be churned up, the bent steel that would be snapping. Like, think of the bolts that would be flying like bullets everywhere. You got to think, like those 6 fell 200 feet or something into the water.
Oh, way bigger.
Into freezing water.
Right.
And it was like, oh, yeah, well, we're calling off the shirts for the night. And I'm like, yeah, you could call that off forever. They are probably at this point buried under.
Yeah, it's 180 feet tall.
Yeah.
What a
85.
crazy fucking deal.
Or
man.
it was
You're doing-
185 feet tall.
It was.
Just doing your thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, man, you're just fucking. That's it.
It's weird too because so the 6 construction workers are believed to be dead. Of course, we knew that. Jeffrey Pritzker, executive VP of Bronner Builders, told NBC News that the 6 are presumed to have died from the accident. Crew was working in the middle of the bridge when the ship struck. Boy, that's got to be a shock to the system. How terrifying! Like,
So scary. Dude.
when I see those big port of entry ships coming through,
Yeah.
because you see those in the bay in San Francisco all the time, all hours of the day and night. You see them coming to port, and it's like those Maersk ships, and they're fucking huge. And when you see them coming under the Golden Gate or Bay Bridge and coming into, it's like, whew, I can't imagine being up on that bridge, like
Seeing those things
working,
under you.
seeing these things come under you. It's got to be crazy to see in person, but this was completely unforeseen. We don't know what else to say. We take such great pride in safety. We have cones and signs and lights and barriers, and I'm like, okay, cones and lights. I mean,
It's always been my thing. It's like, the only thing separating a lot of people from manslaughter on any given day is just some painted lines on a road.
Yeah.
Like, that is the only thing
100%.
separating me from death at any moment.
Yeah, or this.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
really
just
quick.
let the intrusive thoughts win. Just whoop.
Yeah. Jesus Campos said that he knew some of the members of the crew. He'd been working on there previously. He said that they were on a break sitting in their trucks when the ship hit. So at least they're having a smoke and a coffee when it went down. It's better than he was in the middle of fixing a pothole.
Yeah.
At least he was having a smoke and a coffee, shooting the shit, talking shit with his boys.
Yeah, probably just talking shit about, like, man, I fucking hate it. I wish this bitch would just fall. I don't want to work on it anymore.
Yeah, wouldn't that be ironic? I know that a month ago I was there, and I know what it feels like when these trailers pass by. Imagine knowing that it is falling. It's so hard. One would not know what to do. You wouldn't even have a thought.
It'd be so fast.
The floor would collapse.
Right.
Investigators have said that all signs point to the crash as an accident. I understand what they're doing here because, of heightened sense of terrorism
the
shit.
Russia thing, and then Al-Qaeda popping off again.
Yeah, no, not Al-Qaeda. It was
ISIS.
No, ISIS popped off, and that it was man, what am I forgetting?
Yeah, it was not Al-Qaeda. It was not Hezbollah, but the other one.
Taliban.
Yeah, the Taliban announced yesterday. ISIS. We were convinced, Garrett and I, anyways, yesterday that they were upset with all the fucking great press ISIS is getting lately from the attack on Russia, and it's like, hey, we're still over here.
Yeah, remember us?
Yep. And so they announced that they're going to start stoning women to death again, just publicly.
For what reason?
If they blow their neighbor.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's good because we don't like it.
Yeah, adultery.
Oh, okay.
So if they cheat on someone,
what happens to the guy? It's always kind of funny.
Oh, he's
nothing.
high five.
He's fine.
Yeah, he gets high
okay, so
five.
that's okay.
The guy can have as many wives as he wants.
Yeah,
right.
He's fine.
But the girl does it. And
remember, you can go knock on their door. It's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
you can knock on the door, bitch answers the door, but go, I want a divorce. I think you have to say it three
times.
Yeah, and then you're divorced. It's a great deal for
the guy,
dudes,
right?
For the dudes.
Right.
I see them walking around. I saw one at an amusement park, and this dude is in fucking. I was in. Let's see, where was I? It was either Arizona or California, actually. And we had taken Marshall to some animal park, something. And this dude's walking out, and he's got his girl with him. They're holding hands is kind of strange because her hands weren't visible.
Yeah.
But he was in jean shorts,
holding sleeves,
flip flops, and a tank top.
Right.
And she's in a fucking. She's just got this.
The slit.
The slits over the eyes, head to toe. And
How do you
I'm like,
justify that?
I'm like,
It's
this is hilarious to look at.
under the religion.
Yeah, and it's not like he's wearing his fucking sheet garb or something.
No, he doesn't have his
he's
robe on.
fully
his towel.
Americanized,
Right.
and he's got this fucking trash bag walking next to him, just hand in hand.
Religion, Mike.
Hand in robe, whatever
Yep.
it is. I'm just like,
Against
oh,
the
God.
religion.
Hilarious. So, yeah, but they jumped to the no, not terrorism with this investigation within 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what? If you want to pass this off as like, we've done our due diligence, we know for a fact this was not terrorism related, give it 48 hours.
Yeah.
And then say, well, we've looked at everything. Don't come out while the shit's still falling into the water and be like,
As it's come
nothing
down.
to see here, not terror. And I wasn't even thinking terrorism until you guys denounced it adamantly was not terrorism.
As it's come down, like, hey, these
So
were not
fast.
terrorists.
I was like,
Yeah, that
what?
is interesting.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
No, I think it is.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that. You know, like if a guy walks out of a house after a one-night stand screaming, I didn't rape her.
It's like he raped
I didn't
her.
rape her.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, well, I wasn't going to be my first thought, but with this reaction,
Yeah.
you know, now I've got a few questions, you know, and that's how I felt with this. It was like within an hour, you're telling me you're screaming,
wasn't
not
terrorism.
Baltimore Fire Chief James Wallace said 2 people were rescued from the water. I mentioned that. President Soup, by the way, he doesn't remember saying this yesterday, but he's apparently said that federal government will pay for this. And so apparently the federal, I guess we're all
Great,
paying
there's
for
my
the Baltimore
taxes.
Bridge now.
But wouldn't they anyway?
They're going to rename it the George Floyd
Wouldn't
Bridge.
they be a federal?
Yeah, right.
Something
It'll
like
be the
that, I
George
guarantee
Floyd
it.
Bridge
It's
soon,
coming
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it'd be a state. I mean, government would pay for that anyway. It's not a public.
Yeah, or they would just do
It'd
what
be
they did in
more
New
state
York,
funds,
and they'd,
yeah.
they'd be like, we're going to take a toll on this bridge until it's paid off
Yep,
in
for
5
Florida.
years. And 25 years later, we're
Yep.
still paying the toll.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we've paid the bridge off 17 times at this point. So, yeah, they'll find some squirrely way to rape us over it. But, yeah, apparently Pete Buttplug, Buttigieg, God, I always fuck his name up. Buttigieg is saying that the government should pay for it, too. So, we'll see.
All right, well, that means we're paying for it.
Yeah.
But wait, I'm serious. I thought that's who pays for bridges, though.
But I know, but
government.
does the
who else?
federal government pay for the Mackinac Bridge?
No.
No,
I
but
would
the
think that
state-
would be
but, okay,
state.
but the state would.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it'd be
he's
more
saying the
state-based.
federal government will
Yeah.
pay.
And usually
Okay.
it'd go through like tolls or something
Okay,
like that for a
so
while.
And it'll be
but
billions
the
of dollars.
federal government's a state government. I mean, it's all.
Well, sort of, but it's just. Well, thank you for that, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, okay, then do you reimburse all Michiganders the fucking billions of dollars
Yep.
we've paid for the Zilwaukee and the
Right.
and the Mackinac Bridge? The Zilwaukee, did it ever open again?
Wait, so yeah, so
Wasn't that closed for like ever, and then they
think it was
rebuilt it?
something
It was
else.
closed again.
You must-
Wasn't there a bridge up north that was like?
I think you're thinking of a different bridge. I feel like because the Milwaukee. So I've never had one issue driving up the Milwaukee Bridge. But
Really?
you might be thinking of a different bridge. I mean,
Yeah, I could be. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. You don't have to Google it. I could swear there was a bridge they built in Michigan, and then they took it down and rebuilt it again or something.
I mean,
I thought it was the Zilwaukee, but I could
I
be
think it
wrong.
is.
And I is it?
Yep, maintenance in April 2008, work crews replacing bridge bearings unexpectedly drilled into several reinforcing steel bars in the bridge.
Huh,
The $3.3 million project was further hindered by crews determined that more than 30 new bearings had to be designed properly. So it shut down forever because they had to redesign.
Redesign it,
forever.
Not forever. I mean, like for a while.
Okay,
long
I was gonna say. I'm like,
Yeah,
I've
it was,
driven on
I think,
several.
2012. Another
Okay.
program got put up in 14. Yeah, it doesn't even say. I'm
I
trying
do
to
remember
figure out when it opened.
construction. I would say that. I remember construction, but I never remember not being able to go over it. But whatever. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's what I remember. I remember driving by it and seeing it like partially built and at a standstill for years. I don't know.
I don't know. I go. Up
I don't
there
know
once
enough
a year
about
every
any
year.
of this shit.
Well,
Yeah.
the only thing is you did is you picked the one thing that I literally
Do all the time.
drive all the time.
Yeah.
So that's the. It's
Yeah.
the only
But were you
reason
doing that in 2008?
We've got I've gone up north every year since '97 at least once on Labor
Yeah.
Day. At least once.
Maybe it's I don't know.
no, he's right. He's anyway. Doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter.
Yep.
Diddy's legal team is now responding to the raid. I can't get the Meek Mill audio.
That's still funny.
Dude.
What happened with a?
Oh, the Meek Mill audio. It
Yeah.
sounded a lot like where is it at?
Yeah, I'll play it for you if you can.
Oh, like
That's what the audio sounded like.
Yeah, it sort of did.
What happened with his house getting raided? What was it raided of?
Human trafficking is what it got raided.
Oh!
Yeah, both his houses, same time. They coordinated
Did he?
it. So
Oh, no.
Florida and New York, his houses got raided. At the,
No, Florida and L.A.
Mr.
LA, that's
Puff.
Miami and L.A.
Yep, Miami, LA.
Yeah, and I'll play. I missed this yesterday. I said Elijah Main posted this, but
Okay.
it was actually
Real-time corrections.
yeah, it was someone named Elijah Main did, but the original
Well, we're making live
from-
corrections.
quarter key Z1, and he was apparently at some of Puff Daddy's parties.
Okay.
He posted some supposedly leaked video.
Oh, boy.
Of
Of Mr. Puff engaging in some.
Yeah,
it's really taking a number.
Well, we're making
to
live
Meek
corrections. I
Mill's
want to
can.
apologize to Gregory Peck, the actor. I said that name instead of Brian Peck,
Brian
the
Peck.
rapist.
Yeah. I think I said that. Not Greg
Yeah.
Peck. Not Gregory Peck.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. So they rated it. This was based in New York, so you're partially right.
Yes.
This
I got the New York part, not the LA.
yeah, the
Or-
federal indictment or whatever comes out of New York, and it was coordinated nationwide, coast to coast, from Miami to L.A. Raided his two homes. There was a tank there, all kinds of stuff.
Couple
They had-
APCs.
They had some people in cuffs, and we still don't know if Puff Daddy was on that plane to Antigua. His plane landed there.
yeah.
Is
For
he
sure.
accounted for? Or do
Whether
they have,
he's
like,
on there, authorities talked to him and said he's not restricted for travel. But Garrett pointed out, and I knew this too, that Antigua is a non-extradition
Yeah.
Gotcha.
country. So if you were going to go somewhere like fuck, the jig's up,
Yeah.
that's where you want to go. Go to a Caribbean island.
He's over there
somewhere
with
where
Cam
they don't have-
Sutton? I mean, or what?
Yeah, right. Have we found Cam Sutton
As
yet?
far as I know, no.
He's been cut by the Lions. So
Yep.
that's all.
That's
I
not,
know.
it doesn't matter anymore. He's dead to me.
Yeah, right. So an attorney for Diddy responded to the raid on his client's couple homes this week.
Let me guess it's something like, my client has not done
He's
any of
above
this, and he's
reproach.
appalled, and he
Yeah, of course.
he denies any allegations.
They use too much force. Too much force.
Gotcha.
And we've seen that before. I think it was a little excessive when they went to Mar-a-Lago to get some fucking
really?
documents from Trump.
Yeah.
Perhaps,
Maybe a little
especially when
bit.
you're talking to him and his team.
You could probably just
coordinating.
show up at his house and be like, "Hey, we're with the
Yeah.
Federals. Give us your fucking documents."
Yeah.
So you don't have to fucking get the armor out.
when they arrested Roger Stone at his house and
Yep.
CNN crews were there before the raid started.
Yep.
And were filming, and then they have fucking boat teams come up from the water
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's always
crash
a
his
show
house at
force.
6. It's like
You know, it's
like
a bunch of bored
70-year-old
cops.
man.
It's
What are
just
you
bored
doing?
cops, and it's the only fun they're going to get that day.
I know, but it's like, oh, are you guys rolling? Are we live on CNN now?
They gotta look
Let's
cool.
go raid the like. Yeah, that's a show of force. That's a little unnecessary.
Yeah, according to Rolling Stone, they just said the last time they saw Diddy was at Opelika Airport.
Not
So-
good.
Yeah, but
Probably
the
in
cops
Antigua.
were talking to him there.
Yeah.
Feds were talking to him on that tarmac.
Yep.
And
I think this is just
Yeah.
my own personal theory. I think that Diddy isn't the target they're going after. Like, of course, he did some bad things, but I think he has information on other people in the higher ups in the recording industry, and that's
Really?
why- I'm just. This is my own little
if you said the
paranoid
arms
theory.
industry,
Why
and
do
he
the
was
arms
dealing
industry? No, no, no,
Why
arms-
do
like
I
the-
even care?
What?
Why do they even care?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is I think he has like the Epstein style thing where he has
Yeah.
blackmail
Well,
on a
that's- no,
bunch of
that's my-
higher up people, and that's what the feds were trying to get out of there. So there
But they
might
don't
be
care
some
about that
people
either.
they
That's my
have.
point.
Yeah.
Why are they even pretending to care? They're not
Well,
doing anything about the Epstein
there's a
shit.
few lawsuits that have been filed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's said that the rumor is that Diddy had cameras in every room in that
Yeah,
house, and
and
he
there's
filmed
some-
all kinds of drug activity and fucking activity and a lot of gay sex.
Yeah.
And used that
to blackmail.
to blackmail people,
Okay.
knowing how gay sex would look in the black community.
Yep.
Okay.
As
now
we were saying,
that's
the
different
blacks
to
don't
me.
tend to dig
He
on
blackmailed
the gays.
with blackmails.
Yes, exactly. And the blacks, at least publicly speaking, don't tend to be
Yeah, I
like
gotcha.
super hardcore for the gays. I don't know. I don't know where your team stand right now with each other, Garrett, but that's what I've seen. They're at least a lot more vocal.
The gays are fighting themselves too much to really care about the blacks at the moment.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
No, but the only reason I said like why do they even care is like they don't care about the Epstein shit. But if there's like blackmail and then maybe then they'd get
if
into it.
Epstein,
They don't care. Like that whole list comes out and no one cares. And
Epstein's list, if that ever comes out, is filled with politicians and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not,
But that's what I'm thinking.
rappers.
I feel like not just rappers. There's probably connections to other higher ups in business and stuff like that, like Wall Street
probably.
and investor types who would try.
See,
And,
I guess if you want to think
if you're
that they don't care as
trafficking
much,
kids
Yeah.
like that, I mean,
maybe they don't care as much about going after African Americans versus, like you said, some fucking rich politicians and shit. But it's the same. I mean, trafficking. That's what they were doing essentially. I mean,
yeah. So they are. This was part of the investigation on allegations related to sex trafficking, sexual assault, and the solicitation and distribution of illegal narcotics and firearms. Now, I can't imagine. This is what's so hard for me to imagine. Diddy is worth $900 million.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think he was a billionaire at one point. I think I heard today he was worth $900 million. Why would that guy need to solicit or like deal with illicit drugs or weapons? Like if he had them, I imagine they're doing loads of drugs.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
I was going to say 2022, Forbes estimated him at $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Yep.
Okay.
Net worth.
So I don't know why he would be like, he doesn't need to get into the drug cartel game.
No.
Like, so are you talking about, like I said yesterday, a party bowl of cocaine on the counter? Or are you talking about the taped up packages that are dropped in
Like
the
getting
ocean
shipped.
and shipped? Yeah, and then dropped in crates and then scooped
Like,
up
are we
by
talking-
drug lords. Like, what are we talking about?
Are we talking
here?
crates of fully automatic weapons that are unregistered, or are we just talking about him and his buddies got a little stupid with the Glock switches?
Yeah, well, that could be, and still seems like they turn another fucking cheek to that when you're talking about a
Yeah.
celebrity. Oh, he's got an automatic. Okay, you know, he could pay for that license. He could get that.
Yeah.
So yesterday there was a gross overuse of military level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residence. He doesn't even call himself Mr. Combs.
Yeah.
Right. He call it at Diddy's home.
Yeah.
You know. Said attorney Aaron Dyer. There's no excuse for the excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way his children and employees were treated.
Now wait a minute. If what they're going after him for, why isn't there in a way like?
But they didn't end up arresting him or put a travel ban on him. It's
Okay.
weird. He was never detained, but spoke to and cooperated with authorities despite media speculation.
And that's why I think they don't want him for what he was doing, but they want what he has in his house and the information.
Well,
on
that's a
people.
sure way to get yourself killed.
Yeah,
Start
but
dishing information that the feds want.
the
That's not good for
that's
your
what I'm
rap
saying.
game
It's
cred
different,
either.
but it's different when the feds raided your house and got the information rather than you told them all the information.
Yeah. And
So
then
it's just
those,
my own
those
little
same
paranoid
dudes are going to
little
go,
thing.
why the fuck was you filming my black ass?
Oh, they're
getting
gonna
it
get
all in
mad.
your house? They're not going to be happy
I think
at all.
Diddy's getting sold down the river for this one, but
Yeah.
I don't think they were after him particularly.
Mr. Combs nor any of his family members have been arrested, nor has their ability to travel been restricted in any way. This is an unprecedented ambush. He lambasted what he claims is an advanced, coordinated media presence. He said led to the public to make the premature judgments about his client. This raid was a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. There's been no finding of criminal or liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent, will continue to fight every single day to clear his name. Well, you know, tell that to Meek Mill's poor asshole. I mean, like, there was no finding of criminal or civil liability. Witch hunt based on meritless accusations. I would ask Milton.
I was going to say there's a lot
Mr.
of people
Mill's
accusing him of a lot of things
about
right
these
now.
meritless accusations. You know, poor Meek Mill's asshole.
So what happened with Meek Mills?
Meek Mill's asshole. I mean,
It's never going to be the same.
never gonna be the same. And Garrett, maybe you listen to this and go, "Yeah, what? Friday night? What are we talking about?"
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was just put like Meek Mill went from to
Is this real audio?
according
Apparently-
to according to the posted it.
And so it's only like 18 seconds long.
Gotcha.
And then the guy that filmed it explains the party he was at. And whatnot.
Gotcha.
So tell me if this sounds enjoyable to you, Isis.
Okay.
Fuck my shit, nigga. Fuck my ass, nigga. All the champagne was spiked, son.
All the champagne was
all
spiked.
the champagne was spiked.
Yeah, that
Everybody
doesn't-
was passed the fuck out. I don't drink, so I was playing that shit off like I don't fucking drink. I smoke, nigga.
Like I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes.
Oh, so
I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the fuck was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard niggas struggling to take dick. I heard niggas being like, daddy, when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all that shit because I was like, this nigga Diddy rich. So I'm finna put the squeeze on and give me a couple dollars and just say, you know what I'm saying? There's nobody believed that was really Diddy beating Meek back in. But now y'all motherfuckers.
Now y'all go
balls slapping ass.
You know, the first thing
balls slapping on ass cheeks.
The first thing I'm going to say to Marina when I get home is, I'm going overdrive.
Going overdrive. Black guys, there's just something. They're just so much cooler than we are. You know, when that guy was talking about who's the other guy? When he's like, he's just killing him. Man.
Yep, just killing him, murdering his ass. That's what.
Murdering him. And it was like
to Will Smith.
Yeah,
murdered his ass.
Murdered his ass. And that would you hear Meek Mill's just struggling. And then Diddy really dives in. I mean,
balls.
He went overdrive.
Wow.
All the champagne was.
Can I hear him say the balls against the asses one more time at least?
Spike, son. Like all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink, so I was playing that shit off like I don't fucking drink. I smoke, nigga. Like I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the fuck was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard niggas struggling to take dick. I heard niggas being like,
I heard niggas struggling to take dick.
You know what makes this even funnier? This is just for me, but what makes this a lot funnier is I figured out my grandma's listening to the show right now.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
So what up,
Nana.
Grandma?
Hi, Nana.
I heard was balls slapping against ass cheeks.
Yep. I heard niggas struggling to take dick. Yeah.
I can see my grandma sitting on the couch. What?
What is Garrett?
What would be more offensive? If I don't know your grandma.
No, we say worse around her. It's okay.
Well, I was going to ask what would be more offensive, the sexual stuff or that they were black people. What? I don't know your grandma.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna go sexual stuff. She's a Catholic woman.
Okay.
The black things might be okay.
Okay, so she's okay with the coloreds.
Yeah. Nowadays she is.
Okay.
She's getting better at this.
Yeah. They've come a long way, grandparents and
she's always been very nice to everybody.
Good.
I shouldn't have put her on the spot like that.
No, you're funny.
Yeah, she can't answer for herself right now. She's like, that Jesus is mean. Yeah, I don't know where this goes with Diddy. I don't know what this is. All I can come up with.
And so we're led to believe that the audio we heard is Mr. Diddy.
Yep. Inside of Meek Mill.
Oh my God. Awesome.
I'm going on the word of him. I wasn't there.
Allegedly.
Like, I don't know nothing, but I believe that guy.
Yeah, I believe that guy too.
Because I want to.
I believe that guy too.
He seems animated and passionate.
I mean, with those descriptions, he's very descriptive.
Very descriptive. I put my ear to that wall.
Like King, as he said, he didn't lie. It definitely sounded like a struggle.
Balls slapping against
niggas struggling to take dick.
I want to know what this guy.
Put him in overdrive.
I wish I could see the scene from another camera now.
Yeah.
Like see the scene of the scene.
Yeah.
Of this guy by the door.
It's got to be, one of those things. And I sort of broached it with you the other day, Garrett, when it was like, do you think being gay is something you're born like, or is it a choice?
Yeah.
Because I think, Diddy's been with chicks. Now I know bi exists, and plenty of guys, whatever, to each their own. But I gotta think Diddy and guys like that are getting whatever they want, whenever they want, whether that's access to anything, drug-wise and pussy-wise. They're getting all that. The hottest chicks, anytime they want. Is it you just like get bored? Is it?
That's what I really believe with celebrities.
Bored. And
like
I
that's
said
how
earlier,
it is with porn, right?
Yeah.
Porn, we know that. Like if kids get into porn,
Yeah.
they go more and more. It's got to get rougher and rougher.
Yep.
And, you know, and
Then you got a problem.
Yeah, when people get addicted to stuff, they get really like just normal shit can't get them off.
But I think it's what you say. I think that it's been out there a long time. But celebrities get to this point. It's just like your book of fucking, was it not Guns N' Roses?
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue, where
Yeah.
they start now they're shoving
Phones.
fishes or phones up their fucking shit.
Yeah.
Calling their mom.
I just think
making
you
them call
get
their
to
mom.
a point
I still love that story.
where you fucking have done so much that it's not even like a regular person, like a regular Joe doesn't have the option of being like, well, yeah, I like pussy, but I'm kind of sick of it. Fuck it, I'll fuck a dude's asshole tonight or something. You know what I mean? But like P. Diddy or whatever, you're so depraved. You get to do anything you want. People say yes to you anytime you want. So it's like at a certain point, you probably just say to yourself, it's not even a gay thing. It's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna fuck this guy now.
I would, or
different hole, different sensation or something. I don't.
Who knows? Or it's
Or a power thing.
Or power. It could be
Celebrity
power where it's like, oh yeah, you want to be a star? You want to be like me? You want to have a hit record? You want the power of me behind you? Well, then you're going to take the power of me behind you. You really going to feel the power behind you.
You're going to feel Diddy.
You're going to feel Diddy.
I'm going to go from Diddy to Daddy real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to show that he can.
Just, like how bad you want it, Meek.
And that's what I said earlier, where it could also be like some people get it from birth, some people get their wires crossed growing up, and sometimes it's just a power move.
Yeah.
Like, look at the guys in prison. You got nothing else, and it's because this guy was weaker than me. I took him.
Yeah. That's a good one because they don't consider that gay at all.
No, it's just prison gay.
Yeah.
It's his own thing.
Yeah, not even prison gay. It's just, it is what it is.
Yep.
This is the situation I'm in, and I'm going to fuck something. It's wild, man,
But I do think that's, in these situations, who knows? But I think that's a lot of it.
Well, when you hear Usher's name floated around and Meek Mill, and then you know what we were talking about yesterday with Usher discovering Justin Bieber and then living with Usher.
Oh, really?
And then 15-year-old Justin Bieber is lent out to Diddy for 48 hours to work on stuff or to learn.
Cut a track.
They didn't even say cut a track. I don't know if you can find that video, but there's video of
them like saying like, oh yeah.
Yeah, like I've got him for 48 hours. And you're like, you're a 40-year-old man. And that's a 15-year-old boy, period. And one that at 15 looks like a 12-year-old boy. And they're talking about, they're making a post about it. About he's been, I'm his guardian for the next 48 hours, and we gonna go crazy. We gonna go nuts. And
doing
I'm like,
what? Crazy? Like you're right. Like you're right. If they said,
I mean, how do you go crazy with a 15-year-old boy?
Short of you really saying like, oh, we're working on a track. We're working on me. I'm gonna show him how to kind of mix or whatever. I don't. You know what I mean?
I want to get him in the studio and see what my beats sound like underneath him.
But they're not saying that. If you're just saying stuff like you're describing.
Well, I'll let them describe it in their own words. Do you think you can find it?
I got it right here.
Okay.
It's come from TikTok, so it's going to be a second.
Yeah, I believe it was TikTok. A TikTok.
Where we hanging out and what we doing.
So I was just trying to
that's
TikTok wants me to sign up now I got to verify with a puzzle piece.
Oh, God.
I'm not a robot.
Yeah.
What do they fucking know?
I know. They make fucking, I know people who run programs that fucking.
Yeah, this is it.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Look how young he looks.
Yeah, right.
We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. When he signed to Usher, I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go.
He looks nervous.
Full throttle.
Crazy.
Buck full crazy.
What? Why would you say it like that?
Buck full. I think buck naked full crazy.
And you're right. And you're right. At that point in his life, what were they going to do for 40 hours? Even music related that you couldn't do. Just hey, we're in the hey.
Yeah, with a group of people in a studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't know, unfortunately.
Oh, we know. No, just
not until Bieber starts talking.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe this is Bieber.
When
Maybe
he
this is
started
Bieber in this video. I don't know.
Fuck that shit, nigga. Fuck that ass, nigga.
Yeah, I mean,
that dude fucked harder in that 10 seconds than I have my entire life.
I would sort of agree. I don't know that I've ever had anyone going, ow, 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 ow.
Oh, nigga.
I don't think that's ever happened. For me either. Which leads to our next story, which is also yesterday's story. Nickelodeon.
Oh boy.
Man, I haven't
Speaking
read
of creepy
too much
around
into
kids.
this, but it doesn't sound good.
Well, I'm still sort of on the fence. There's just such a dividing line. I know you're not.
No. I just saw more videos this morning. I don't know why it got brought up. I think it's just from talking about it. Got
Dan
put in my
Schneider
feed again.
videos?
Yeah, I found. I can probably send you one later. It's a guy reviewing it, but something's going on outside.
Yeah, what the hell is that
I think I got
about?
picked up through the mics.
Yeah, wow. I still have a very clear dividing line between, like, no, that was a little weird, and he's sticking objects in the asshole of a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is like, okay, this one, hey, we're playing with kids' feet on camera, and you go,
It's weird.
On second
Shouldn't do
thought,
it.
Yeah.
On second thought, that's probably not ideal. And I woke up and this 40-year-old gay guy was sucking my dick while I was on the couch.
Yeah.
Right.
Like and proceeded to get violently worse with the stuff he was doing and grooming. Now that's not Dan Snyder.
No, that's Brian
It's
Peck.
not Gregory Peck.
No,
either.
Brian Peck.
Brian.
Got it right this time.
So some of these Nickelodeon employed or worked with 5 child molesters as well as 2 others who were accused of pedophilia. That's just as bad as being one. I mean, if
I
you're
mean, it might
Work
as
at
well
a kids
be.
network if you've
right,
been accused of that.
I mean, anybody that's falsely accused, I feel awful for
Yeah.
you. What a horrible thing to have happen. But if you've got a history of hiring pedophiles
Right.
that were convicted, and
Yeah.
there's a couple more
Well, that's
guys
the
on
thing,
your
too, is
staff.
I think we got it a little bit wrong the other time, but when Brian Peck got out of his 16-month jail sentence, he just got a job right at Disney.
Disney.
Yep.
Yep. I did read that today.
Yep. I
Child-
thought it was Nickelodeon again.
Yeah, I think he did go back and do something Nickelodeon. I don't think that was wrong though when you said that.
Yeah.
But definitely he went to Disney. But I thought, and maybe I missed it, but I thought they alluded to that in that documentary, that new HBO documentary.
Yeah.
Quiet on Set, the dark side of kids
Yeah.
TV or whatever. You should watch it.
I'm sure it's riveting.
Child safety activists claim the channel was infiltrated by predators who saw the power it gave them as a way to get close to the victims. 2 of the offenders were highlighted in the HBO documentary, but legal records show that pedophiles' prior involvement with the channel was far more extensive. Nickelodeon says we've since improved safeguards.
Nickelodeon's got a lot of problems right now. I just looked up to see if Brian Peck went back to Nickelodeon. The only thing I'm finding are Nickelodeon directors apologizing for supporting Peck against Bell.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, those letters. Did you watch that part of the documentary?
I haven't got there, no. I haven't even started it.
There's a part in that documentary where they go through why he only got 16 months, right? I mean, he's forcibly raping a 15-year-old boy time and time again with foreign objects and himself.
Yep.
There are letters of support from people all over Hollywood.
Oh, of course.
Joanna Kearns bothered me, who was the mom on Growing Pains.
And they're just how much?
Who was the guy? There was a guy, one of the SNL cast members.
Oh, Kenan Thompson?
Not Kenan Thompson.
I thought because he came from Nickelodeon.
He
from all
did.
that.
He
Yeah.
was from all that. But no, not Kenan Thompson. It was one of the guys I liked. They blew him out a few years ago. He's got kind of a weird name. Who I always thought was really funny. And he wrote some extensive letter of support. They all said the same thing, which was
I was gonna say,
disgusting.
quick list right here. We got James Marsden, Taron Killam.
Taron Killiam.
Yep, Killiam.
Taron Killiam is one. And I always liked him on SNL. Thought he was good. It was before they got DEI hires at SNL.
Yep.
Like he was just a good, funny cast member.
Yep.
But the letters of support that these people all wrote to the judge said stuff like, he must have been tempted. He would never do this. This is so out of character. He must have been really tempted.
But tempted? What do you mean?
Yeah, like the 15-year-old was begging for it.
Okay.
In other words, the 15-year-old was asking for it
So you
to be
say no.
raped in his
Yeah,
sleep.
sure.
Yeah. He must have been tempted. They kept saying the same phrase,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a letter went around Hollywood saying,
This is the words that you.
here's the phrases to use.
Sure.
Yeah. Molesters include Jason Handy. It just sounds like
come on now.
Handsy Handy. He was one. And I could tell by looking at his eyes.
Jason Hansy.
Yeah. Jason Handy's eyes, I looked at and went, yeah, of course he fucks kids. Duh. And he called himself, they found his diary. He called himself in his diary a full-blown pedophile.
Really?
Yeah, his words, not mine. Full-blown pedophile. Azelle Chanel, hired as a production assistant at the cable channel after a child sex conviction, then arrested for sexually assaulting an underage teen at the studio. Don't you look at his eyes and go, yeah, of course he fucks kids.
Yeah, that guy looks his face is very flat too.
Yeah, it is.
Holy shit, super flat.
It's like wide and flat.
Marty Weiss, talent manager, who placed a lot of kids on these Nickelodeon shows.
He has no chin. Look at his chin.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yep.
It's gone.
It looks like it's been
so many
smacked with a
balls
frying
of
pan.
so many sets of balls have slapped up against that chin.
It just start pushing it
flattened
inwards.
It out. It's just flattened it out. How is that guy still alive in prison?
It won't be for long.
So this talent manager would place all these clients at top Nickelodeon shows. He was later convicted of lewd acts with a 12-year-old male client. Why they always go after the boys?
I don't know.
It's very weird. You know,
Power.
these guys.
I don't know.
It seems like, I mean, there's some that go after a girl, but a lot of them go after these young boys.
I hate to say this though, because it is against the gay community. The gay community has a huge problem with touching kids.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like this. It is. I hate it. It's a fact I hate, but it's just a huge problem that keeps popping up every time stories pop up.
Yeah.
It's always the gays.
Yeah, it's. I don't know
It's
that
the
I
same
go
thing why I get
that
uncomfortable
far.
with like drag queens reading the kids and stuff because I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, with the fucking press we got right now, you might want to chill on the drag queens and kids.
Yeah. That one is going to have problems all on its own.
I just want to go to my fucking job and not get looked at weird.
Yeah. Like, what do you do? I don't want my kid around you. Cody Longo was accused of sexual assault of a 9-year-old girl in Colorado in 2019. Brian Pack molested Drake Bell when he was 15, went on to work at Disney after his conviction. That was a well-publicized conviction, too.
Yeah.
So Disney can't be in the dark on that. Bell himself, and you alluded to this, because I felt really bad for Drake Bell.
Yeah.
I really did. I mean, watching him tell the story is horrifying. It's horrible, and it leads to drugs and alcohol and DUIs and all that kind of shit. And then he was later convicted of distributing child porn.
Yep.
After allegations emerged that he groomed and sexually abused a 15-year-old. And I know that sounds awful, but I know that hurt people. Like, that's
for some
real,
reason it's a
and
real thing. Yeah.
that cycle continues of abuse.
Yeah.
And so not to let in any way Drake Bell off
No,
the
it's not an
hook,
excuse, but it is something that happened.
It's common, and I don't know why that is. You would think that hurt people like that would go as far away from that as they could, knowing what it did to them.
Yeah.
My mom has pretty extensive background in this field because she was a parole officer.
Ooh.
And dealt with and had to interview a lot of these people. And she was telling me about one client that was fucking some kid.
Yeah.
And a family member or something and couldn't stop and went to prison. And the prison was like, yep, he's rehabbed. He's good to go. And my mom went into the prison and interviewed him. And he's like, my biggest fear is as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to start fucking kids and family and whatever.
Jesus
And
Christ.
she made some emergency petition with the court and had to go in front of the judge and go, this motherfucker
Not ready.
is
Put him back.
dreaming of fucking
Put
kids,
him back.
okay? He is in no way ready to get out of here.
This cake ain't done yet.
But she's told me a lot of stories about people and the behaviors and how that cycle continues. It's horrible, but it's not. It's just to be mentioned. I'm not letting Drake Bell off the hook here.
It's just
at
part of
all,
the story.
but
It's interesting not to be weird about that because I know none of us are in that frame of mind. But you hear a guy like you're talking about with your mom, and he's in there for that.
Yeah.
And he's out, and he's just like, what a weird wiring. Like guys, I try to get laid and shit, but the idea that if I was worried that if I'm out in the public, I'm just gonna start raping people.
Yeah.
It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen.
It's just gonna happen.
Jesus Christ. It's just weird.
What are we gonna do?
Don't you have a day to day? What do they do in their day to day? Do they not have other if you're that miswired, do you just not care about going to a movie or going to a concert or whatever? Is it just all about getting fucking off and it does not matter?
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
It must be.
Clark used to have this stance of just, delete, delete, that kind of thing.
9
Lock them
millimeters
up,
of penicillin.
Yeah, or castrate people, where they, you take away their ability to fuck somebody. Because of what we know and limited amounts we know, and obviously we've learned more over the years, but if that's the thing and that's what you're attracted to, that would really suck. That would be a fucking really shitty thing for God to do, to be like, you're not attracted to men or women. We're
going to give you something horrible.
Kids. And it's like, fuck.
No, you're right.
What do I do
Now
with this
what?
one? Now what?
When you're thinking about the power with the P. Diddy stuff, if it's that's you're an adult being an asshole, possibly. Like, you're literally saying, like, I know this is power. But if it's this, yeah, oh boy. But if it's
checking my phone.
Okay, yeah. Do you want me to keep talking?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. No, but if it's this,
Everybody was passed the fuck out.
Go ahead, Jesus.
okay.
It's just some background music.
Oh my gosh.
I just love how it flows.
It is. It really works well together. Go ahead.
Audio
Garrett.
separated
Hit
at birth.
that.
Back up. The back up would work. I mean, you know.
Whoa. Put a reverse tear.
Ball slapping.
Back up.
That initial sounds like when insertion took place. By the way, I got to. That first one caught him by surprise. When you listen to it, it's like, oh.
Whoa.
God.
Whoa. Shit. Back up, Jack.
All the champagne was spiked.
But like you said, like in a weird way, like honest to God, if you're just a dude, let's say you're going through a lot of your life or whatever, and you're 18 years old, and you just fucking realize you're not attracted to anybody above 18. Let's just say.
Yeah.
What do you do?
No, I
What do
think
you
what
do?
you're attracted to is
You book a
pre-puberty.
flight to Greenland.
You're attracted to prepubescence.
Yeah.
Is what it is. You're
Yeah.
talking because if you go, well, I'm in love with this 15-year-old, but he's a fully developed 15-year-old and he's growing a beard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think pedophiles. I mean, maybe some, but
I don't know.
I don't think that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not like saying they're not monsters, but also it's a weird thing of like
No,
you're not.
I feel like if you just get to that point, you just book a flight to Greenland. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Some of these are unbelievable. So let's see here. Prosecutors charged Chanel, and it's weird saying that name because it's like
Channel.
Azel Chanel,
Oh.
54-year-old dude, of luring a 13 and a 14-year-old into the studio, showing them porn and touching them in 2005. He was convicted again, but released in 2010, according to Megan's Law data. He was, let's see. So let's go back to him. Hold on. He was doing lewd acts with a child under 14, released on probation, and then hired as a production assistant at Nickelodeon. A mother reported to police in 2005. Like,
Yeah.
I saw him on Megan's Law, right? Which
Yeah.
is a website that tracks this stuff. So after she noticed that he was spending time with her teenage son,
Right.
she's like, what the fuck? And then he lures a 13 and a 14-year-old into the studio, shows them porn, and touches them. Convicted again, released in 2010. Site says he's now homeless, living in L.A. Handy sent pictures of himself jacketed to that Brandy girl who was like 11.
Yep. And that's the one where the laptop got slammed.
Yeah, the laptop got slammed. She stormed out, and her mom's a twat too. Didn't report it. Police found Handy described himself as a pedophile, full blown, in his journal.
I would love to know the exact like. I mean, that's just what he said, but it'd be interesting to see the
The
paragraph.
whole journal.
Right? Yeah.
yeah.
around
It'd
there.
be like looking through Joe Biden's daughter's journal.
That's true.
You know, where she was hiding. Yes,
Yeah.
Joe Biden's daughter was hiding in the house from him, and when she was 15 years old, because he wanted to shower with her.
Right.
Yeah,
she
that's a
was trying to avoid showering with her dad. But that's
current
our guy.
sitting president.
81 million votes. Yeah.
Yep.
Most
The
popular
most
president
popular
ever.
president ever.
Yep, most popular and highly elected president ever, showering with his 15-year-old daughter. Awesome. In 2004, he pled no contest to felony counts of lewd acts on a 9-year-old. He was sentenced to 6 years. He also reoffended, charged again in North Carolina in 2014 for indecent liberties with a child. He's currently in prison in Virginia, not due to be released till 2038. So we don't have to worry about Hansi yet. One former client told police, so we've got this guy, Weiss. Let's see, what was his first name? It doesn't matter. He's 58. He's Hollywood talent manager, rep child clients for iCarly show and Disney's Good Luck Charlie. Did you guys know Good Luck Charlie?
Yeah, I knew Good Luck Charlie.
Any good?
No, it's just about a family that has a new baby, and they go have wacky sitcom shit
Oh, okay.
with this baby.
Boring.
Yeah,
I get it.
Very boring.
One former client said Weiss molested him 30 to 40 times over a 3-year period when he was 11 to 12 years old. In June 2012, he was sentenced to 1 year in county jail.
Oh, that's totally
not prison,
the crime.
County jail in LA. According to Megan's Law, he was released that same year, meaning he served less than 6 months. He now lives happily in North Hollywood.
Oh, nice.
That's fucked up.
He sexually molested an 11 and 12-year-old boy for 3 years, 30 to 40 times.
On a positive note, I do want to shout out to Jerry Trainer. He's one of the actors that came out in Nickelodeon. His name was trending and shit. I'm like, oh man, I actually really like him. Because I like this guy. He was like a side character on Drake and Josh. Then he was a side character on iCarly. He was just this like random guy who would come in and he was funny. But no, it came out that he was going in on his days off just to watch over the kids on set and stuff and make sure nobody was fucking with him. So he knew what was going on. He couldn't do much about it, but he was trying to at least protect people, and that's why his name got popped up in this.
So it sounds like there's a lot of laws that have been put in place over the years that there at any given time, like at all times, there has to be a parent or a guardian, adult supervision on those sets that at all times have either eyes or ears on every one of these children. But you know,
unfortunately, the producers are the eyes and ears on set.
Well, that could be some of it. I think it's outside people though.
Okay.
But when you've got a set like that, it would be very hard if a parent was like nosing around. It's like, hey, would you fuck off? We're working on a scene here. We don't need.
And sometimes you get those.
You know what? I'm gonna fire your kid if I see your face one more time. I don't need this shit.
And you get those overzealous parents like, hey, he hit my kid, and I don't like that. I'm like, it's part of the fucking show, all right?
Right. It would be very difficult unless you had law enforcement, someone whose job is literally to stand there and be like, hey,
where the kids at?
Where the kids at? I need to know where they are, and I don't give a fuck what you think.
Yeah.
You know, it has nothing to do with you taking it out on a certain actor because their parents raising a stink. I'm the law. Fuck off. And I'm doing it for all these kids. Until you got serious, like something like that, nothing's going to change.
Well, even then, it's like a lot of these stories seem to take place during private mentoring sessions and like after hours shit.
Exactly. California law passed in 2012 to stop convicted pedophiles working with child actors.
You needed a law.
Yeah, of course. Requiring background checks and permits, but Open Secret documentary producer, so Open Secret is a documentary, Hoffman told the Daily Mail that those regulations are being flouted. This important law is mostly ignored by Hollywood, and state and local law enforcement appear to have little interest in enforcing it. In 2018, Olivia Munn. And
that's a big name.
Olivia Munn is a big name. I think she's kind of a twat, but I think she's super hot, and I've liked her work, so I'm kind of torn on Olivia Munn, to be honest with you. I love Jason Sudeikis, and I think she was with him, right? Weren't they married?
I don't know.
Sudeikis and Olivia Munn. Anyways, this should tell you everything you know. What I'm about to read to you should tell you everything you need to know about Hollywood, the industry, and what's going on there.
They were engaged for 7 years. Ended in 2020.
Yeah. Olivia Munn was forced to publicly out a convicted pedophile actor in the film Predator, a set on which minors were present. She later was shunned by her co-stars for doing so.
That's fucked up.
Right.
So she goes, wait a minute, this fucking actor's a pedophile, and we have children here on set. What are we doing?
Give a fuck
out. The rest of the cast shuns her for that, for calling that out and getting that dude tossed.
It says it all, man.
It says everything you need to know. Like, why wouldn't the other actors? And Olivia Munn's a big enough name in Hollywood.
That's the funniest thing too. Is like if all the other actors were also able to call it out and get that guy out of there, like they'd be hailed as heroes in the media.
Right. But how do you get someone at that level is shunned? That tells you how corrupt and perverse it all is.
Yeah.
So it goes on and on, blah, blah, blah. This guy settled a lawsuit, got $6 million. This guy is a lawyer for someone and says, my guy was briefly into 16-year-olds 25 years ago, but
he's good now.
He's good now.
He's okay now.
Briefly into us.
Jamie Lynn Spears got pregnant at 16 while starring in Zoe 101. Another was fucking a producer in his 30s when she was 15, when she was on iCarly. So they talk about quiet on set, did not accuse Schneider of any sexual misconduct with the children on set. But they did highlight uncomfortable sexually suggestive scenes Schneider had his children stars act in, including Ariana Grande, Amanda Bynes, Victoria Justice.
And That's where I think Schneider's actually very guilty. It's not that he actually did what Brian Peck was doing, all the other guys, like the raping of the kids. I think he was guilty of being around it all, not stopping any of it, and then kind of just he slid it in the videos in a way where it almost seemed like he was cool with it all. Like if it kept his show running, if it kept the money going, he was okay to let it slide.
They point out to a couple things. One of the most gratuitous, and I was like, okay, I guess. Ariana Grande lying on the edge of the bed, pouring the water, bottle on her face. And was she moaning or something?
Yeah, it was something weird like that.
So, yes, the adults would look at that and go, "Oh my God, she's getting cum all over her. Look at this guy just going to town on her." But I don't know that kids, really young kids, would have that thought. And the show is for kids, written for kids.
Exactly, and that's where it starts getting a little uncomfortable for me. Where it's like, dude, just leave the scene out. If it doesn't need to be there, leave it out. I
understand putting adult eyes on it now and judging it. And I don't want to sound like I'm defending. I know I sound like I'm defending this guy. I get it.
It's the blue bikini all over again.
It is. But to me, it's like there's such a huge difference between sodomizing and sticking objects in 15-year-old boys. Just absolutely child rape. And we had this scene where we squirted goop into a girl's face, and if you look at it the wrong way, it looks like someone maybe came in her face. Like, that's a big difference. The foot fetish one. And I was like, okay, I know what it's like to have young nieces and nephews around, and what they find funny is not funny. It's
I get
really
that.
stupid shit. They might find, like I was saying yesterday, they Madison can't wait whenever the handful of times it rains in California. She wants to run outside and jump in the puddles.
Right.
That sounds horrible to me. She gets filthy dirty, she gets soaking wet, and she's out there jumping in puddles. So if you were constructing a kids show, you would include scenes like that, and maybe you'd focus in on the feet and they're jumping in puddles. And so to me, it's like, okay, well, if you're trying to appeal to that audience, that sort of makes sense. There were a lot of feet things. I know when I was a kid growing up, your feet stink. And then it was like, who can jam their socks and feet in some other kid's face? Ha, 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 hilarious. No adult would do that. No adult would be like, is that your feet stinking? And now the rest of the night we're trying to jam your socks and feet in everyone's face. Like, you just wouldn't do that. So is it that Dan Schneider's the ultimate foot fetish creep, and that's what he was filming and putting on kids shows?
He definitely has
that. Or is it he's writing goofy fucking bits for TV shows, and they include splashing kids with stuff, they include feet stuff. It's not like they put them in bikinis and had them simulate through camera positions what looked like fucking doggy style sex.
No, I get that.
You know what I mean? It wasn't
it's still
that
one of those things where he does have the tweet
dude.
out with his Sam and Cat show of like, hey, write the hashtag on your feet and send this to us directly. Like, he's asking underage fans to send pictures of their feet to him. And as a guy with a foot fetish, that could be a very weird thing.
He claims he doesn't have a foot fetish. For the record, doesn't matter.
I do not believe that motherfucker.
That's fine. Don't you think that it depends which way you're looking at this movie screen, right? So if you look at it from my perspective, that might be a smart thing to do on social media. Hey, send us pictures of your feet and we'll pick a winner at the end, and then you can come be on set at iCarly or whatever dumb shit they're doing. Come get slimed on the set of whatever show. Or it's just an adult with a horrible creep fetish for kids' feet.
Yeah.
And it's his way of getting a million pictures.
Well, he also just got way too close to some of his actors, and like there's scenes and stuff where they'd be doing a TV show and he'd be in a hot tub with like Amanda Bynes and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. He's wearing a suit.
Yeah, I know he's wearing clothes and stuff. It's still kind of like a situation.
Slob,
it's a situation where you just shouldn't put that out.
Yeah,
like as a person running a kids network, you don't need it. It doesn't need to be part of your show. I know it's kind of funny, or maybe the kids find it funny.
Yeah,
you can just find a different joke, and the kid will never fucking know.
That's true. But was that a press thing or was that a TV show thing?
I think that was a TV show thing. It was part of the Amanda show. Yeah.
Was he on that show?
He was the producer of it, so he ran the whole thing.
He ran the whole thing, but he wasn't.
He occasionally acted on a lot of his shows. Like he'd come in as a cameo character.
Oh, okay.
And the Amanda show was a sketch show. He did play cameos in the Amanda show all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. It was a sketch show.
I remember watching it all the time growing up.
But until we see video of Dan.
All the champagne with spikes, son. Like
all the champagne with spikes, son.
Yeah, it's bad. Dan said to us and the writers, this one I thought was former. So when he had the Amanda Bynes character, because she's playing all kinds of characters on the set, blah blah blah, and had Penelope Taint as a character.
Oh, okay.
You get it, yeah. Do you understand what they did
I
there?
do. I do.
Yeah, I did too, and I get it.
Taco Hell.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
You want to go to Pizza Slut after the show?
Sorry.
So, Penelope Taint, because the taint is part of the body. It's between the penis and the anus. He's a dork, is what it is. Dan Snyder's a giant dork.
Yeah.
He's a dork. That doesn't mean he's not a dangerous dork.
No, but he is the only man currently rocking a neck goatee, and I don't like that.
Yeah, the neck goatee's tough. It's tough.
Neck goatee.
Yeah, it's when you got so much fat, it's just goatee.
His goatee. I only find a
image
recent
of this?
picture.
I'm trying to decide what a neck goatee is.
Yeah.
It's
I don't imagine it looks good.
No, it doesn't. It's hard to make a fat face look good. It's really, really hard.
There you go. I got it from his bullshit ass apology he did.
All right.
I still hate
I love it that
apology.
Garrett,
Well, it was
no matter
the
what
most
I say, Garrett's like,
scripted thing.
fuck
That fucking apology was so scripted, it made me upset.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
Wow, is that him now?
Yeah, that's him right now.
He's
That's from the
aged,
apology
dude.
video. Yep.
He's aged a lot.
The
Show a
neck
normal
goatee.
picture of him, because he's had worse neck goatees.
Yeah, let me see if I can find something else.
Yeah, because you know what? I get it, because it's a difference. It's not a beard, because sometimes beard people will have a beard where it just goes down among. But
Yeah.
but he's very trimmed in the.
He's tired of this look. There you go like
Yeah.
that, and you get the extra chins and shit.
I mean, here he is before he had all
That's
that.
what
It's
he
a younger-
famously looks like.
Yeah.
That's what Dan. Doesn't he look way older than that other picture?
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, Dan Schneider 2022 doesn't bring up anything. I'm just trying to go back years so I can find a photo of him.
Last thing I'll say, Dan had said, "Don't tell what the word really means, taint." He wanted us to keep that a secret. And again, I mentioned this. I totally get that. Now, I'm fully aware of the difference between working on the Drew and Mike show and the Amanda Bynes show is one's an adult
Calling
show.
somebody Penelope Taint isn't the worst thing. Like I say,
I think that's not great.
No,
On
it's
a
not
kid,
good.
When you're talking about a kid's show for
Yeah.
kids, it's one of those things like, this will go right over their heads. And fucking dorks would find that funny. I would never come up with a name of a character as Penelope Taint. You know, Penelope Taint.
Yeah,
That's just, it's stupid and it's obvious to adults.
Yeah.
But I totally understand the idea of trying to get something by an audience. You know, when I talked about burying farts in Cliff Notes Theater.
Yeah,
So SpongeBob was famous for it, where they'd be like, look,
Yeah.
Gary Doubloons, and they'd show soap and like, don't drop them.
Yeah.
Just subtle stuff like that. And that was kind of funny, where it's like, a kid's never going to get the don't drop them.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
And was that Ren and Stimpy? Did you
No,
say?
that was
Or
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, because the guy that created Ren and Stimpy.
he turned out to be a creep.
Apparently, but he gave us Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Which is pretty damn good.
I love Ren and Stimpy, but
I think he was fucking a kid or something
yeah, it's
too.
like I like the Amanda Show.
I
But,
had no idea how many people were interested in fucking little kids.
it's bad out there.
And this my mom said a lot of these people really come out with the kid wanted it, you know.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing too.
Kid
where
was
it's
all
like,
over me, which is kind of what they were saying there. The one guy
especially
like,
when
oh,
these
he
are
must have
people
been tempted.
getting into kids networks. Like you work your life as an animator to get into a kids network, and or a producer or whatever, and you end up at a kids network that get the kids and talk to kids and deal with child star. I feel like they're placing themselves in these situations.
Yeah.
So it's not so much that pedophiles are the only people getting the job there. I think they're the only people really applying for the kids networks, where everyone else is like, well, I want to work at Fox and do an animated show, or work on The Simpsons with Matt Groening or something.
Yeah. I still can't get over it. Still really bothers me, because I think this is part of the problem too. When you have forced identity politics, like, oh, this person's X, so they must be. Rachel Maddow's gay. She would never lie to me. She would never be the most dishonest cunt on television. She's a lesbian. Or,
well, that's all right.
That kind of attitude where you're willing to not scrutinize someone so much because of something else about them, whether it's color of their skin, their religion.
You're willing to overlook some things.
Right. That's what I worry about in something like this, because when you're talking about Drake Bell, his dad in that documentary, it's heartbreaking. His dad is adamant to his mother and complained to Nickelodeon executives, I don't like the way this guy is touching my son.
Yeah, and you got to know that
touching
dad
his
feels
arm.
like he failed him.
Yeah, and the dad tells the mom when he turns over the books and custody to the mom, his ex-wife, he says, under no circumstances, ever, 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 under any circumstance, is our son to be left alone in a room with
Brian
Peck.
Peck, yep.
With Brian Peck, ever. And the mom's like, whatever, and immediately lets the kids start doing sleepovers at Peck's house. Like, this guy couldn't have been more adamant. And what did the executive at Nickelodeon say to him? Do you remember, Garrett? The Nickelodeon executive said to the dad, are you sure you're just not homophobic?
Oh, yeah.
Because Brian Peck's gay. And he was like, okay.
Oh, it's the Kevin Spacey defense. Like, I couldn't have molested a kid. I'm gay.
I'm gay. And thankfully, in that case, the gay community was like, oh, go eat the whole bag, asshole. But when you go to someone and go, I don't like the way this kid's touching my child on set of your network, your response should not be, are you sure you're not homophobic? Like, what does that have to do with anything?
No, it should be.
I don't like anyone touching my child like that, especially that fucking weirdo. And the dad was right. 100% right.
Yep.
It's terrible. So if those are the executives, and I shouldn't say executives, it could have been a higher up production director,
or manager,
whatever. But I thought it was someone pretty high up. You know, when you behave like that, these people get more and more entitled, and before you know it,
Fuck that shit, man. Fuck
I mean, it's
the rhythm.
It is. It's black guys have
like
better
revving
rhythm,
up.
dude. They just do. They have much.
Well,
better
Meek Mill is a singer, a rapper, right?
Yeah, he's hitting some high notes there.
Yep.
He really is.
I'm going to show you how to hit that C sharp.
And as if we haven't done enough stories from yesterday, Rebel Wilson, we're getting a little more detail.
Yeah, I heard about these
Her
today.
and Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yep.
I do not side with Rebel Wilson. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
I just don't.
You know what it is to me? I feel like if you're getting into a movie with Sacha Baron Cohen, just you got to realize it's fucking Borat, it's Bruno, it's anything he's going to make you do, he's done himself, and he will do himself.
Yeah. You know.
So if you don't like it, don't fucking get in a movie with him.
Don't be in a movie with him. You know.
Although sometimes you don't have a choice. He jumps people with that shit sometimes.
Yeah, he does, but that's what he is.
Yeah.
Like, we all know this.
Exactly. That's his comedy.
You don't have to do a movie with Sasha, but, you know, coming out afterwards, she says that she's been making these explosive claims in her new book, Rebel Rising, which is, you know, a good way to sell books.
Yep.
In the passage obtained by People magazine, Rebel has alleged Sasha would repeatedly ask her to strip off for scenes despite her no nudity rule. That is a very good rule for her.
Yeah, that's fair
to
for
have.
her. Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Are you familiar with Rebel?
I assume the joke was that she's ugly.
She back in the day when they were making this movie, Brothers Grimsby, which by the way they were supposed to be ugly in the movie. They were British. But
yeah.
No, that with Sacha Baron Cohen. That's why he's making her take them off.
Well,
that's my thing too. Is it's like
she's a biggin. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And for her to have a nudity clause, I think you appreciate that
right
as much as anybody.
I do.
Fat nude is not great nude.
I'm trying to get her a pre-Ozempic picture.
Yeah, she's on Ozempic, so she's dropped like
That's
I don't know
healthy.
400 or 500 pounds now.
It's very healthy to lose weight like that.
Yeah,
from what I know.
Yeah,
the best I can do is a side by side. I looked up Rebel Wilson. I literally looked up Rebel Wilson, Brothers Grimsby, the movie. No results.
Has she scrubbed the internet of fat?
Go to DuckDuckGo.
I'm about to.
Yeah,
but I got a picture over here.
By the way, a few people reached out to me and said if you go to YouTube through DuckDuckGo, they don't throw the commercials at you.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Well, let that be a little tip to the listeners.
I didn't know. I don't.
If you don't want to bite
that's
an ad
true.
during your faggot talks.
Yeah, exactly. So
if she was already beautiful, wasn't she always a big deal about like
Yeah.
big is beautiful?
Yeah.
Then why lose the weight?
Well, I don't know that she was saying all the big is beautiful.
Well, it's the same reason Lizzo just lost a bunch of weight.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, Lizzo lost weight too.
Oh, wow. I want to see Lizzo. I want to see skinny Lizzo.
Let's see what I can find.
Yeah, but that's her in the brother. That's what about the size she was.
Yeah.
So she had a no nudity clause, which I think is smart.
Yeah.
I think it's a good rule for her.
I'm shocked it never came up in other movies.
Yeah, in other movies they were just like, yeah, no, duh. Of course you have a no nudity clause.
We actually have a clause
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same clause actually.
We have a double
similar-
clothing clause for you.
We have a similar clause to hire you.
It's illegal for you to get nude on this set,
Yeah.
even in your dressing
Please,
room
as much as
trailer.
you might want to, please
Yeah.
don't.
The most shocking allegation, though, is a different one. So she was allegedly summed.
The funniest part about Lizzo is she still looks fat. She lost 60 pounds between these photos, but still looks like Lizzo.
Wow. Just in her face.
Yeah. 60 pounds face alone.
Well, that's where it's. I mean,
so why is Lizzo bragging about losing 60 pounds? She's the champion for fat.
That's what everyone on the internet is saying right now. Is like, oh, hey, wasn't this your whole fucking marketing thing? Was you're fat and proud?
Yeah. Yeah, that is a whole
I'd like to know the
thing.
reason. Well, we all know the reason.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'd like her to say the reason.
Dude,
Why lose
I've
weight?
said it. Remember when I would say, if you went up to any one of these people that's screaming the loudest, I want 4 seats for free on an airplane.
Yeah.
I want to be fucking Lizzo and break stages while I'm dancing.
According to Lizzo, she just said, new year, new me. You know how they say, run, don't walk, teleport, bitch. Lizzo let off the video by wearing Itty's new offering, so she's trying to promote her.
But why be a new you?
But remember what I always used to say: if these people could snap their fingers,
yes, of course they would.
Of course they fucking
be skinny,
would.
yeah.
Of course they would. Don't be stupid. Don't act like we're stupid.
You could. I know we always could say this. You could. None of them are doing it honest. You could come out and say, "Hey, yeah, I'm a bigger person. It's tough on me. I struggle with it.
Yeah.
But I'm comfortable in who I am. I know I'm a good person, and in that sense.
And I would have fucking gotten behind her.
Right.
I would have been
That's what I'm
promoting her
saying.
shit.
But that's the
had she
problem
done
is
that.
she's already kind of dug her own grave by being the fat and proud. So
Right.
when you want to be healthy and take care of yourself, you can't do that anymore. You've already
couldn't see this coming a mile away.
Oh, I knew it was
because
coming.
you knew these drugs were coming and they were going to have an effect and make people, that have no self-control.
Well, everyone's saying your fans
it's a
are starting to
disease,
turn on.
whatever it is. It's going to make them thin, and these people are going to leap at the opportunity,
Of course.
to not carry that weight around.
Basically, what you have
telling
said
you, I
came true.
promised you, yeah. So, so she says. She was summoned by a product assistant for an additional scene while shooting in Cape Town, South Africa. Okay, well, we're going to film this extra scene, Sacha Baron Cohen says.
Yeah.
And then he pulls his pants down, very matter-of-factly, bends over and says, okay, now I want you to stick your finger up my ass.
Ah.
Yeah, it's
And
a
I'm
Sacha
like-
Baron Cohen joke.
And I'm like, what? No. She was shocked and wanted to get
Were
out of
you?
it. I was now scared.
No, you weren't.
No, I
Lie.
don't believe that you
No.
were scared.
And
you were probably
you were
laughing.
shocked
No.
by Sacha Baron Cohen
Getting
having to do
naked in
this?
front of you.
Ken Davidian. All you have to say is
Dude, he
go
made
watch
out
See
with Will
Ken.
Ferrell and Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Like, just right out there.
Yeah. No,
Like
you were not
Bruno?
scared.
Yeah.
Bruno.
Like, even when he's not
Holy
doing
shit.
pranks, when he's doing acting roles, he will go the extra mile to make it weird.
That's what he does.
That's why it's funny.
I wanted to get out there. Get out of there. So I finally compromised. I slapped him on the ass and improvised a few lines as the character. Rebel says she feels it's karma that the film didn't perform well at the box office when it was. Well, yeah, without the finger in the butt bit.
Didn't you want it to make
what
money,
chance
or-
did it have?
Exactly.
I mean, if you don't know that it's very possible, and as if you can't get some sort of
Dude, if somebody just-
prosthetic
yeah.
finger on a hand so that you can stick it,
even
like,
just like part
hey,
of a
dude, I'm
glove.
not sticking my finger in your ass, but give me one of those fitted gloves
Yeah.
with a prosthetic
Yeah.
finger or the fake tongue. I'll do the kid that stuck his tongue to the telephone pole.
Exactly.
Or the,
Christmas Story.
yeah, and that one's in a museum somewhere.
Yep.
That tongue, whatever.
My
it's
grandma's
a
favorite movie,
prosthetic.
speaking of her.
Yeah, it's a great movie. But you can absolutely do that for the gag. If Sacha Baron wants to go that hard and he doesn't have a co-star like Ken Davidian, who's willing to wrestle and throw balls in each other's face.
Right.
Get naked with each other and fight around.
And fucking
Oh,
get
jeez.
go
Get
as
a little bit of.
Fuck that shit, nigga. Fuck that ass, nigga.
And by the way,
that was Ken Davidian. He's willing to go for the scene.
when you join the movie, they tell you what these things are going to be, dude.
Yeah.
You know what the scenes are going to be. You don't just show up on set.
Well, they said act like this was an added scene.
Oh, okay.
But even so,
Yeah.
there's ways to do that. If you're gonna be like that and be like, I'm not sticking my finger in your ass. I get that.
Yeah.
Like if I'm already being paid for the movie and
You
this
know what the
wasn't
funniest
part of
part
it,
is?
you don't get to add this now.
This whole situation was
but I
probably
would-
like the Bill Burr joke too. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. This is
Stop,
ridiculous. I'm not doing
please.
that. No, guys.
These
Come
are
on.
terrible.
Fucking written down on paper. No, I won't.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Stop making me.
So I think I can understand why Rebel Wilson in a scene like that might go, look, I'm already paid in full. We've already shot this movie. I'm not doing an extra scene where,
Exactly, yeah.
Jesus
Finger-
Christ, I got to stick my finger in your ass. You want to have the prop team rig something up.
Yeah.
Fine.
Or tell you what, just do a
You
close-up shot. Let's make it weird for everybody.
Yeah. But
Somebody
you
else
got to know at the same time, you were scared and just wanted to get out of there. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. There are actors like this. Remember, Chris Newberg was telling us when he did that movie with Michael Richards.
Oh yeah.
Remember, and they were like, "Yeah, do you mind if I slap you in this scene?" And Chris is like, "Yeah, whatever." And Michael Richards hauled off and slapped the fucking stars in, like,
Yeah.
And Michael Richards immediately goes, "Let's do a second take." And
He's like,
Newberg
"Hold
was
up.
like, fuck off, dude. No." And they didn't end up getting a good enough shot of that. So that movie has a different scene. It doesn't. That
So it doesn't even
they
show up that he got
it's
slapped.
not even in there. He said, "Dude, he fucking hit me so hard that I swear to God I was seeing stars."
Yeah, it's like, how am I
And,
supposed to act after that?
like, this is crazy. So, oh man, I didn't get to my
Coming up in
trans stories.
next, Chris Newberg's next book, the time that Michael Richards was mean to me.
Yeah, right.
He hit me so hard I felt abused,
Sue.
Remember the
beaten.
Seinfeld guy that said the N-word?
Yeah. Well, the guy that
Kramer.
screamed the N-word. He also hits men.
Yep.
All right, let's do
Well,
a
that
couple
hitting
of
men's
emails.
okay. The N-word
Actually,
probably
before
not.
emails too, and I think this would probably tie in the emails. You got a tapis from Connor. E.
There
It's actually very
okay.
nice. He said, "Sorry for your loss, E. Tapis."
Thank you, Connor.
That's great. Okay, first email.
Jesus, someone wrote a book.
Yeah, and it involves you.
Oh, boy.
Confusion on God. It's been there for weeks.
Oh my God.
I won't read
Here
it.
comes
Don't worry.
religion.
Yeah.
Oh, I just said the Lord's name in vain. I
Knock, knock.
apologize.
This goes back a while to last month. Shouldn't the loan underwriters, this is Trump, shouldn't the loan underwriters be the ones on trial if there was anything legal about any of this? It's their due diligence to assess the value and risk of the loan. Fuck all libtard, useful idiot Satanists to hell. Yeah.
Thanks, James.
Yeah. Yes, James, 100%. If these people gave a shit about the rule
Yeah,
of
if it
law
was
or anything
going
like that.
legit, it would be the loan. Because I can't imagine Trump's like, my building's worth $10 billion. It's like, no,
Yeah.
he's got loan guys who value the building
Yeah.
for him.
So no, trying to get $500 million out of him from
Yeah.
a civil penalty.
Well,
for
no, they've knocked it down to like
invaluating-
$100 million.
Yeah, it's so ludicrous on its face.
just keeps you
Even
hungry.
that, even the $175 million will.
I will
fuck
say the best
things
thing is
up.
when he was walking out of court and they said, how do you expect to post
Cash.
Yeah, how do you expect to post
Cash.
collateral? He goes,
Pennies.
cash.
Yeah, he should do the pennies.
Right.
Yep.
Wheelbarrow of pennies.
Dude, it'd be a fucking like
Stamps. I'm
yeah.
gonna do it in stamps. It's legal tender. They must take it, which is true, by the way.
Yeah, he
You
would
can- you
find
can
it.
pay
He'll
for
find a
shit with
way.
Stamps.
Nice.
Yeah. So if he pulled up just with a fucking Brinks truck of
Yeah.
stamps, $170
Nah,
million.
pennies would be heavier and more angry.
Pennies would. Connor, speaking of Connor.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
I figured it rolled. I saw the picture, so I
Which
figured
one
it
is
rolled
he
in.
tagging here?
Uh-oh.
Which one of you
Oh, I wonder.
cocksuckers? Selling your house. Hey, Mike, sorry to hear you're leaving the state. What do I have to do to get that listing? I guarantee I'll save you some money on commission. Sorry, Connor. You know what? I'm so far down the road with this. I apologize. I didn't even know you were in real estate.
Oops.
Why are you known as the director of dispositions? The hell does that even mean?
I don't know. I feel a little disposed by that.
Yeah. What does director of dispositions mean?
You're asking the wrong guy.
I know I am. I was looking at you, but thinking left. Trust me. See all our off. Okay. Maybe I didn't know you sold houses, Connor. I'm sorry. I didn't know you did that.
Oh, it's a real estate job.
Okay.
Director of acquisition.
So he's not
director of
lying. And
dispositions.
honestly, Connor's a good dude.
All right, he is a real estate man.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. I'm too far down the road for that.
They're
now.
responsible
I
for
apologize.
assigning a contract or sale to an end buyer.
Okay, he probably would save me a lot of money. Well,
Yeah,
those of you out there that are looking for a good realtor, call the Bone Job.
Yeah.
Connor Bruin. I should give his number out. He's a good.
You
dude.
get one free ad. Everyone else pays.
Should I give his cell phone number out? Oh, that'd be mean.
No,
Wouldn't that
give
be
him
I mean,
email.
yes. Sorry, yes. I think you
Look,
should.
Eric's even trying to be nice about this one.
I'm
Don't
looking
give
for
him the
like-
number.
I know everyone will be very professional.
He's only been
about-
shit talking me for the last 10 years.
Right. I know everyone will be very professional with a
Yeah.
personal cell phone number. No one would text him weird shit like
No.
dicks or anything, right?
No.
Not anyone listens to
Not
this
our
shit.
All right.
listeners.
Connor's personal cell phone number is 73. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you, Bone Job. You're too good of a guy. Garrett, commercials.
Hi.
Okay, first, I have been enjoying Garrett on the show. He's a good addition. However,
Uh-oh. Here comes
boy.
finally some hate. I've been
when
waiting.
he pulled his dick and balls out,
goes here. Put it in reverse.
Yeah, no, he wasn't going there. Good God, that drop. It's going to haunt your dreams.
I'm going to get that drop, too.
Yeah, we need it over there.
I can probably cut it tonight.
Yeah. We've played it clean.
Yeah.
Here, I'll play it for you clean right now. The only reason I'm playing this is so Garrett can rip it later.
Oh, fuck that shit, nigga. Fuck that ass, nigga.
All the champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out.
There's a couple drops he's about to say.
You sent me the video anyways, too. I can grab.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. You sent it to me yesterday.
Oh, okay. Good. Then you've got it.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's a couple drops from him, like, struggling to take that dick. And
I do want, it was the going hard or whatever you said. It was the,
yeah.
Damn it.
I mean, the ball slapping ass cheeks.
Yeah, ball slapping ass cheeks. Yeah.
I don't drink.
We don't care about
overdrive.
Playing that shit off like I don't fucking drink. I smoke, nigga. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed, but, like, everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the fuck was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard niggas struggling to take dick. I heard niggas being like, yeah, daddy. When he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling like, yeah, I kept the phone there.
Yeah.
I'll find some shit in there.
Yeah, there's definitely some shit in there. So, back to you, Garrett.
Yes.
He's enjoying you on the show, been a good addition, blah, blah, blah. However, his pronunciation of a few words as well.
I get a lot of shit for this anyways.
Tardish.
Yep.
Commercial is one that comes up often.
How does he say it?
Commercial?
Yeah, you say it some shitty way like that.
Commercial?
He says commercial. There are others, but he did this on the last show. We wouldn't let E get away with it, so neither should Garrett.
That's valid.
You say commercial?
My family fucking... I guess I do. Commercial.
Is that how you say commercial?
I was watching TV, and then the commercials came up. Is that bad?
You do say it like a retard.
All right,
yes.
shit.
Holy shit.
The worst for me
How
is,
have I never picked up on this?
The worst for me is Monroe, Michigan, because I keep saying Monroe.
Monroe?
Yeah, every time I'm down there, but apparently it's Monroe.
This is worse than Marin Marin.
Marin County.
Commercial? How do you say?
Wow, there's
commercial.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
Commercials.
I was watching commercials, dude.
We're gonna say the words.
I don't know if we can have you back here.
Damn it.
This is.
Hey, it's just getting good.
Commercials.
Damning.
That doesn't sound bad to you, Isis?
Oh no, I'm just joking. I say car.
He's like, I don't want to jump in this one.
You said but when we put Tony down. I was like, oh
right.
God, I'm gonna let it go today. When you said we put Tony down, I was like, all right,
I don't open my mouth enough to pronunciate.
I'll go find a speech therapist. We'll work on this. I can get better, guys. I can change.
Don't change a thing. Don't change a thing.
I'm not.
All right, let's get out of here. I will say I'm going to try to do a show today. Do a show tomorrow. Doing a show today was really fucking hard. I hope you appreciate how hard I worked because I was running around all day.
He sat through a lot of commercials for us.
Fucker. My mom is here till Saturday, and so I've got 2 days left of her help, and I'm trying to get everything ordered that I need. And you have no idea how much goes into, like, from tiny little handles to knobs.
For sure, yeah.
It's a shitload of stuff that goes into it. You know, which color of this and swath of that, and so it sucks.
So if tomorrow becomes a Home Depot day, just let us know.
Yeah, if tomorrow becomes too long at the Home Depot and everywhere else, then I'll let you. I won't be here. So we did 3 shows this week. I'm gonna try to do another one tomorrow. Otherwise, we're gonna lose Isis because he's headed up north next week. So
to the delight of many, dismay of few.
Dismay of me. I love having Isis. So if anything, I'll push myself to do a show so Isis can do it.
Yeah.
And then you'll be stuck with Garrett and I for a while until we figure things out and get Raj involved and all that shit. So it'll be a wild ride. I promise.
I'll just start bringing over random people every day. Be like, here's a new host. Let's try this guy out.
I trust you. Just don't bring any commercials or whatever the hell.
Some commercials.
Some commercials. All right, everybody.
Bring him in from Monroe.
Have a great rest of the day. We will be maybe back tomorrow. We'll talk to you then.
Oh, fuck.